everybody. Welcome to the first Tuesday of November, which is the first Tuesday of the month, which means we are going to talk about the essentials. And I'm really excited because I see some people on here that I have not seen in a long time. Marcia, you're on here. I don't know if you can hear me yet. And Barbara, I see you on there too. So that's really cool. I'm so glad people are getting emails, at least checking in, and want to know what's going on. So we want to talk tonight a lot about how our bodies become sick, how they become unwell. In chiropractic, we want to make sure that your understanding is more than just the fact that you come, you get adjusted, and you leave. That your adjustments themselves are an attempt for us to try to improve the overall function of your body. But there is something that has decreased the function of your body to begin with. And so what we want to do with our workshops every week is to make sure that you understand what are the things that may be happening in your life that you're doing day to day that are affecting the function of your body, taking it in the wrong direction. We want to help you express 100% of life and vitality. And so in order to do that, we want to make sure that you understand some of the choices and ways that you can start to live your life in a better and healthier way. I want to back up for a moment just to talk a little bit about the term subluxation. A subluxation, if broken down into some of its roots, is first lux. That means light. Sub means less than. And ation is a condition. So ultimately, when you have a subluxation, a misalignment, a bad position of your body, or stress on your nerve, you have a condition of less light flowing through your body. Our nervous system communicates through light, and the brain and body must be connected in order for us to function at our best. When that light is flowing, and think about it like a 100-watt bulb, when it's full 100 watts, and our body is communicating very efficiently and very quickly. Hello, Marcia. I'm glad you're back. I'm so excited to see you. But what we want to do is make sure that your body has full and free flow of that nervous system. When you're subluxated, a condition of less light flowing through, that can happen due to many, many factors in our lives. And I want you to just remember what those factors are. If anyone's able to chat in, you can even unmute your mic. I'm going to ask a couple questions about that. If you remember them, great. If not, I'm sure I'll say the answers. But subluxations happen due to three main reasons in our office. They're called the 3 T's. T as in Tom. When your body's subluxated, there is a reason. There's 3 main categories that begin with the letter T, but I'm sure you can think of other reasons that your body might become ill that don't begin with T. So if you can think of any reasons at all, I want you to type them in or just unmute your mic. Say, what would make my body unwell? Or what could cause a subluxation?
Trauma.
Trauma. Thank you. Who said that? I missed it so quick. I think that was Karen.
That was Laura.
Oh, that was Lori. Yeah. I have to mute that. So thank you, Lori. So trauma, number one. Our bodies can be under major trauma or macro trauma very easily. And when that happens, that macro trauma is going to be caused by maybe a car accident, fall from a tree, maybe you fell off a bike as a kid, maybe as an adult, you can have some, you can slip off the curb, but there's macro traumas. Those can misalign our bodies and definitely affect our nerves, right? Also, I want you to all remember about micro trauma. Micro trauma just means tiny little bits of stress on our body, but constantly or continuously throughout the day. A lot of us may work in a position where we're seated throughout the day. Sitting is one of the worst positions for our spine. That's causing a micro trauma to our lower back, especially our discs, every day that we're sitting for too long. I recommend everyone try to get up at least every hour to do a posture break. And when you do those posture breaks, we'll talk about breathing. That's one of our big topics tonight. Our poor posture is a macro trauma. Gravity's pushing on us and we're in bad position. We might repetitively use our hands, our legs, or our bodies, and that can cause trauma. How about another cause of misalignment other than traumas? I know those are the obvious ones.
Toxins.
Toxins. Oh, look, Cindy. Wow, look at that. Toxins. Very good. Someone's been reading up. Toxins are found everywhere, right? Our water, our food, our air. And when our bodies are exposed to too many toxins, not just any toxin, because our bodies were built to withstand toxins, be able to eliminate them with our liver, our lungs, our skin, we urinate. We should get rid of toxins. But when we're overwhelmed, our body isn't functioning well, then those toxins become a stressor. And that stressor causes subluxation. So to bring this up kind of full circle, toxins, usually the ones we can affect or think about, they can come from our water. We can choose to filter our water, but a lot of times it's our food, basically. Okay. Those are the ones we can affect. Probably not as much our air. So just think about that. Food can definitely bring us toxins. And the last T, anybody else have a chance of thoughts of what that might be? You guys are doing great tonight. It's amazing. You should. This is a harder one.
Thoughts.
Thoughts, very good. Yes, and Barbara, welcome, by the way. Yes, stress or emotional stressors are thoughts. So tonight's topic is all about breathing and thinking. And our thoughts, we have so many of those a day. We might have more thoughts than we do repetitive stress. We'd have more thoughts than probably the toxins that we're exposed to. And if those thoughts are things, and they can definitely affect our bodies, know that every single cell, organ, and tissue of your body has receptors for emotional chemicals. We call them neurotransmitters. They can be, our bodies are tuned in. Our minds and bodies are very much connected. When it comes to true health, we need a properly functioning body, mind, and spirit to be truly healthy. Our minds and our bodies must have connection. And so one of the ways that I try to help us to kind of work through the sense that stress can definitely cause subluxation, and probably is one of the big leading causes why my patients aren't getting over a certain hump in their care. They may be doing their exercises, they may be eating better foods, but they're still feeling really tight and sore and stressed. And that's probably because their nervous system's under tension. Our minds, has been told to us by Albert Einstein, are a wonderful servant, but a horrible master. Our minds can start to lead us down a lot of rabbit holes. If we use our mental brain, our thinking brain, to navigate every aspect of life and not use our subconscious, our feeling, and our emotions to understand things, we start to take a lot of stress onto our bodies because our minds keep thinking, they keep going. We're on the hamster wheel. And that tension and stress of things we can't change, the biggest stressors are that we start to lament about future, about things we can't change. I know there's a prayer about that. So remember that our thoughts definitely can control many, many things. And so one of the simplest ways, in my opinion, to start to train and retrain our brains from overthinking is to just start breathing. When we breathe, we inspire. When we breathe, we're in the spirit. Part of healing comes when our mind and our body are connected. When we can get out of this mind, this mental brain, and get into our bodies, we can start to make connections and healing processes that have a wide-ranging effect. Not just on the moment to moment, but we can start to really change how our bodies function if we are diligent enough to do it. So one of the first suggestions I said was something called a posture break. A posture break is a way to put our bodies in a certain position or a certain posture and also breathe while we're doing that. Now, if you do get stuck throughout the day where you're seated, what I'd suggest is setting a reminder every hour to just sit up, to posture up, to get out of that normal process. When you're doing a posture break, one of the things that I want you to remember is that most of us don't sit on the back of our chair. We sit too far in front, which means we get stuck here, right? And then we're working all day in what we call a flexor dominant posture. I want everyone to do this for a moment. I want everyone to slouch really good. Some of you I can see, some of you I can't, but I want you to just get the worst slouch you can. I'm not promoting this, but I want you to try. Now, I want you to take a deep breath in. Deep breath. Okay, now I want you to go back. Remember how much air you took in. Get back to this chair, sit up real straight. When you do a posture break, you want to imagine that string's pulling you way up. And I want you to breathe in real deep again. You should feel a lot more air in your lungs. Why? Because you're not compressing your lungs. You're giving them full space. If every time you breathe, you had better posture, you get more air in your body and have to work less at doing it. That takes stress off our bodies. So posture break is simple. We take our posture, we get it out of that flexor. We even extend it. We extend the head, we extend the arms so you're here. And we even look up at the ceiling. It's been said that you can't think a negative thought if you just look up. You could try it sometime. But try to think negative, but look up. And open your arms. You say, I just receive. I give up. But if you're in this position, your brain is in actually a chemical state that produces more serotonin. So if you get in that state and you just take some breaths into your belly, try not to breathe here. Try to breathe all here, which means that when you breathe in, you're pushing your belly out. I'm not moving here, I'm moving here. And I hold it and I let it out. I'm becoming mindful. So if you've ever heard of mindfulness, it's a term thrown around a lot. Mindfulness means you're focused. We have so many distractions. We have so many distractions in our life, in our world today, that if we can start to just be fully focused on one thing, healing happens. Healing happens, and it can start with your breath. If people were to say there's one thing to do, I would say it's breath work. Breath work is so important. So that's a simple posture break. Maybe do that for 30 seconds, take 3 to 5 breaths. And I would do that every hour. I really would. Let's talk a little bit about the benefits of breath work. It's been studied and researched in many, many journals, but one of the most important things that can happen for someone who's doing breath work is reducing stress, starting to become more in tune with the body. It definitely reduces heart, blood pressure. People can definitely be more productive. They can have less muscle tension. So many benefits of breath work. But it's about being mindful. I'm going to take us through one exercise, hopefully here tonight, that we're all going to do this together. I'm going to give you some little cues and tools on how you can start to use breath work and how to be focused. One of the first tools that I want you to remember with breath work right now is that when you're doing it, you want to be breathing more in your belly. It should be moving when you breathe. Okay, so like I'm from the side, you put your hands on your belly. When you breathe in, it should poof out, your big Buddha belly. And then breathe it out. When you breathe out, you can suck it in. This tightens your core. So if you're saying, yeah, I got a weak core, doc, I want to work on my core strength. Breath work, belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. We have sheets here in the office. You can pick them up. I want you to put your hand on your chest and your belly and take a deep breath in. And if you see my lower hand moves, not my upper. That's what I'd like you to try and focus on that. So when I breathe in, I expand. Breathe out, I'm sucking that belly button right to the spine. I've done Pilates, I heard that. I'm tightening my core both ways, but this really helps to get my core stabilizers engaged. Now, we'll get the hands off of ourselves for now. One way that you can start to work this, a lot of people have a hard time engaging the belly. And we do pelvic tilts a lot in my exercise workshops that I do on the third Tuesday of the month is when we do the posture exercises. This month is all about stretching our legs. If you have back issues at all, your legs probably have something to do with it. We'll go through some stretches. But when we're doing posture work, one of the biggest things to remember with that is that we're keeping that core tight and strong, okay? When we do the breath work, I think one of the best ways to focus into it is to have your eyes closed, probably palms open on your lap if you can, shoulders relaxed, head tall. When you're just trying to get good posture, think of being tall, not straight. When I tell patients to get straight, I see this a lot of times. And that actually hurts their back. I want you to think tall, tall. Okay, so close the eyes. Palms open. You can kind of connect your thumb and your middle finger if you wanted, just for focus. But I would keep that here. Close your eyes. And what I want everyone to do is to follow this pattern or count that I'll go through. But I want you to try to focus on the belly breathing. Don't overwork right now. I just want you to do the breath. So I want everyone to slowly breathe in. Keep breathing in. basically for a count of 5. I want you to hold that breath now. Hold it at the top of your breath. You fill all the air in, hold it, and then let it out slow for a count of 4. We're going to call this the 4 square breath. So I want everyone to focus again. Breathe in for the count of 4. Hold now for a count of 4. And breathe out for a count of 4. And just keep it out for 4. And breathe in again. Count of 4. Hold it. And out for the count of 4. And relax for the count of 4. Again, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And relax. 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone relax. Open your eyes. You're closed. When you count, if you breathe and count, you really can't think of much else. Your mind becomes less scattered. You have less chatter. And if you're feeling the body, if you're feeling it squeeze, you're feeling it move, we are starting to tune in. Healing in chiropractic has always been holistic. It's always been about tuning in to the body, because the body is what heals. If you take a medication to get rid of some pain, your body has to heal from the medication you took and then heal from the ultimate cause. The pain may help you get through things, or the medication, but your body is ultimately the healer. The way to enhance that healing is to help it be connected. That's why we adjust you, because we get disconnected often. Remember, thoughts and traumas and toxins. When our bodies can't handle the stresses we're under, we break, we flip the breaker. It's kind of like that analogy in our house, that our fuse box, we blow a fuse, right? We've blown a fuse. If you can start training breath work regularly, the fuses won't blow so often. Literally and physically, okay, and mentally. When we're in that state, we have more serotonin released, our blood pressure is released. You see, many people can say we can use our mind to heal our body, but in the breath work, we're using our body somewhat to heal our mind. I just want to bring home the fact and remember that throughout the day, we may not be able to control the stressors that we're under, but we can maybe control how we think and react to them. But that is so much easier said than done. And I 100% understand that. But what I want to do is give you tools that give you a chance to start training. Mental, if we're going to train our bodies with posture, that's one thing. To train our minds, even harder. But breath work is one of the simplest ways. It doesn't cost you a thing unless you pay for the air you breathe. Now, maybe you do, but I don't think it's going to cost you a thing. It can be done anytime, anywhere. And it has amazing effects on our bodies. Amazing effects. My challenge to you all is that before you even roll out of bed, you're still laying down. Before you grab the phone to find out what stressors are waiting for you, before you turn on the lights, maybe before you even open the eyes, you do the 4 square breath that we learned. Or you just start breathing, but you focus on the breath. And maybe take note. Start at your feet. And just before you get out of bed, say, hey, feet, how are you doing? How are you feeling today? And you move up to the legs, the hips, the back. And you just feel it as you breathe. And work up to your head. And then get out of bed. Maybe that takes you a minute. Maybe it takes you 5. I don't know. As longer you do, the better. But if you do that before you get out of bed, I don't care what hits you right away, I guarantee you're going to handle it a little bit better because your mind isn't already ready to boil over. We choose how we train, we choose how we start the day. And I'm telling you, that's going to start the, be the catalyst of how we do. There are many good habits to do in the morning, sure. But this is one I'm challenging you all because you're on the call to do. Just do a body scan before you get up. And every hour, if you're really into this, do that posture break. 3 good belly breaths in a good relaxed posture, extended posture. And maybe, and just maybe, before you go to bed, and you remember, maybe you need a sticky note that says breathe or something. Put something on your pillow that won't let you lay down until you remember. But you lay down to close your eyes and you do another body scan. People who really focus on this in my office, some people buy devices from me that help with this work. We call it a brain tap. I can feel when their body is less stressed. I know it immediately. They adjust better, they adjust easier, and they hold it longer. I had someone who just told me, yep, I've been working 2 jobs. It's been killing me, but tomorrow is my last day. And she had one of the best adjustments of her life. Why? Not because somehow I was the better chiropractor today. It was because her body was under less stress and tension.